Yo, what's going on guys, it's Tsunoku and welcome back to another video. Today for you guys, we're going to be doing something a little bit different. In fact, I am convinced this video is probably going to be one big fat waste of your time. You know what, just click off right now. Save yourselves, click off. This is time you're never going to get back. We're going to do something a little bit ridiculous today and talk about all 54 Dream Eater spirits. And I'm going to give my opinion on what I believe their personality was like, what kind of person they were like back when they were well and breathing as Keyblade wielders, before they fused with the Cherokee and went on to become spirits, Dream Eater spirits. Union Cross got me fucked up, man. Ever since finding out about that revelation of information last week with the Union Cross finale, I have not stopped thinking about specifically, like, what type of a person would each specific Dream Eater be. So I thought this would be a cool little quirky video. In the comment section down below, please do let me know what type of a person or personality do you think a certain Dream Eater had. I'd love to know your guys' take towards this. Alright, so starting off with the main boy himself, the Meow Wow. Look at them bulbous cheeks and that little tonguey tongue. Yeah, so hands down, this Keyblade wielder would have been the absolute best friend, the most popular in amongst the group, for sure. This is the sort of person who would have done anything for you. You want your toes rubbed, they'll do it for you. You need picking up at 4:30 AM because you're absolutely too totaled, this person would have done it. This would have been the type of dude to give you positive reinforcement no matter what the situation. Even if it's the most questionable decision of your life. I love you, Meow Wow. Tama Sheep would have been the most kawaii desu esu person of all time, the cutest Keyblade wielder out. This might be steep competition with a few other spirits, but no, this would have been a cutesy wootsy. I can imagine the Tama Sheep would have been the type of person, though, to not really get their fingers dirty, in the sense of, you know, if they're going through the dwarf woodlands, they would have been complaining every 3 minutes about the dirt and grit. However, I digress. This person would have been a cutesy wootsy. Good old Yoki Ram, man. Yeah, Yoki Ram would have just been a straight up leader. Hearty as, heart of gold, knows how to get the job done. I see a lot of a dad figure within Yoki Ram, honestly. They would have been leading the charge no matter what the situation. Comrade Bat, oh man. Yeah, so this would have been the jokester of the group, for sure. Always cracking jokes. Maybe 3 times out of 10 would come through with something funny. Most of the time they would have been just rolling around on the floor laughing at their own jokes, with the rest of the group thinking and questioning, I wonder what's going on up in there. Freckle Main. Yeah, this person most definitely had anger management. The sort of dude that you just don't want to rub the wrong way, otherwise you are going to know about it. You touch this man's beans, well, your beans. You make a comment about how they need to brush their hair, but just obviously don't bother, they're gonna fucking slap you. Heavy Rep. Oh, this boy definitely knows how to tap dance. Look at them shoes. My god. Definitely the sort of dude who would have been absolutely dropping it down in the club. Shaking them hips, rocking those elbows. But also too, I believe that the person behind Heavy Rep would have had a little bit of a feisty side to them as well, in similar fashion to Prickle Main. In fact, these guys may have been best friends at some point. Sir Kairu. Oh, this dude would have just been the absolute role player back in his time. No second thoughts, dude. Yeah, this Keyblade wielder would have been in the courtyard section, the park section, whatever you want to call it, of Daybreak Town. Acting as a knight in shining armor. I mean, even though, you know, like the Keyblade wielders technically are knights to a certain degree. No, this dude would read about fantasy story novels like all the dang time. I've always thought about this though with Sir Kairu. Like, I understand that the shield is a lily pad, and I'm guessing the sword is some type of plant as well, but it honestly looks like a pickle. It looks like his sword is a pickle. Toximander. Alright, Toximander would have hands down been a smoker. Full blown, just constantly vaping, smoking the cigarettes, or whatever it might be. Any form of smoke, yeah, that's what this person would have been ingesting all the time. It also makes me think that the hygiene of this person may not have been the greatest, and in similar fashion to the Comrade Bat, I'm assuming that Toximander thought back in his day that he was the most hilarious thing out, constantly cracking jokes that pretty much no one gets, no one understands. What are you doing? Fin for tail. So this dude would have definitely been an athletic swimmer of some sorts and thought that he was absolutely fantastic at which. He most likely was, but he definitely wasn't as good as he thought. Quite serious all the time and very opinionated. But he lived for his swimming, and that's what mattered. Tetsu's steed. Absolutely wholesome. Always making everyone sandwiches whenever they get the chance. Always making sure that no one goes hungry. This would have been the type of person that would just share their lunch, and even if it meant that they only got 15% of which, there wouldn't be a single complaint. Wholesome. Absolutely wholesome. Oh, the Necho cat. I would assume that the Necho cat would have been a happy-go-lucky type of person most of the time, but also quite up themselves. All about brands, all about this, that, and the status. Though, too, at the same time, they think they have the best taste in music possible. I'm just going off of the music note that's acting as the cat's tail there. This would be the aux chord hogger at the party, without a doubt. Always saying, yo, that's a banger. You know, maybe sometimes that hit that banger, but they'd just completely be in a world of their own most of the time. Thunderraf. Yeah, this guy would have been the most dapperest dude out. Seriously, like, all about the handsome look. Even if they're just going down to the laundromat to do their laundry, they would still be wearing a suit, I tell you what. But I also get the feeling that Thunderraf would have been quite a wholesome person too. They just cared about their presentation maybe a little bit too much. Kuma Panda. Everyone's favorite dude that always needs to be there, otherwise the hangout session is just not the same. Would always be giving you big old bear hugs. The dude that actually does come through with some hilarious jokes, never fails to make someone laugh. He would have been the type of dude that you want around, always. Pegy Slick. Alright, so Pegy Slick is kind of like Thunderraf, except, no, this person is not wholesome. They do not care. They are all about the sense of style and showing off, and they'll let you damn well know about it. Tubguin Ace. Definitely the sort of person that would have been into the intense, crazy, adrenaline-fueled sports. Always wanting to do the outdoorsy, activity-based stuff. Just jumping and hopping around. This man couldn't sit down for the life of him. And even when he was sitting down, he was playing hacky sack. But I can imagine that Tubguin Ace would have been a real sportsman. He would have been filled with sportsmanship. Always cheering on his buddies. Pepster who? Most certainly the type of dude that just can't shut the fuck up. Eskaglow. Eskaglow would have been that one dude in the friends group who you've just got to protect at all costs. The most precious soul out there. The type of person that would always try their best, but ultimately make no real progression. Again, just I can't stress this enough. It's the sort of person you gotta protect at all costs. KO Kabuto. This dude would constantly be picking fights in the schoolyard. Without a doubt. You take one stink look at him, and that's it. You flambe. Constantly flexing. I'd say KO was most certainly a real jock type. Sure, quite a ladies man, but I think through and through a big asshole. Weeflower. Yeah, I feel like Weeflower and Tamaship are pretty much the same. Kawaii to the ultimate maximum. It's that pretty girl that you always wanted in high school. Gorgeous to the bone. And with the personality to go along with it. Immaculate inside and out. Ghost of Bucky. Yeah, Ghost of Bucky would have been the class clown, hands down. Also, too, I'm assuming this person really enjoyed their food. Most of the time, this dude would have definitely been funny, cracking some pretty decent meme material. But I also feel as if he was the type of guy to constantly ask you for your school lunch. Dude, are those Lunchables? Can I have some? 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 I brought my knife and fork. Zolofin. Similar to Kuma Panda, Zolofin I feel would be the type of person that you just want round all the time. They are like a concrete pillar to the friends group. Always backing you up with positive reinforcement. The sort of person that would say, hey, your mum kicked you out of your house? Don't worry, dude. I got a bed for you. Yeah, and I've even got the flannelette sheets as well. How about that? Shit, that's a deal. Jugglepop. Similar to Tubguin Ace, Jugglepop would have been a very outgoing, sporty type, but not so much involved in the hardcore adrenaline-based sports. I feel like more of those niche type sports. Obviously, we've got some circus acts going on in the fray, but I'm also talking about, it'd be the type of person to come round and they would ask you where your onions or potatoes are, and would start doing some absolute whack shit with them. Whack shit to the degree of, man, that's impressive, we've got to film that for TikTok. Halberd. Yeah, definitely another leader type, strong, willing, always going to take one for the team, a little bit up themselves, just a little bit, not too much, but from time to time, they'll throw the odd look at me comment. I think for the most part, though, strong-headed for sure. Staggerceps. So Staggerceps is KO Kabuto's right-hand man. If there is any chance of KO Kabuto getting absolutely dropped in the schoolyard, which doesn't happen very often at all because it's KO Kabuto, that's when Staggerceps jumps in. Now, Staggerceps would always be the instigator of any kind of schoolyard fights, and then of course KO Kabuto would take the charge. This is the sort of dude that can't shut up and will create most of the issues. However though, if he needs to lay a hand when KO Kabuto is slapped 3 ways from Sunday, he will, dude. He'll follow the charge. But he's generally always standing there backing KO Kabuto up. Yet another jock type. Fishbone. Yeah, Fishbone would have definitely have been a full-blown weirdo. It's the sort of person that you probably don't want to mix with. No doubt Fishbone would have gotten you into some serious trouble. Definitely a peer pressurer, just no good to the bone. No good to get it, because Fishbone. Onwards. Flower Meow. Wholesome. It's the same thing with Meow Wow. It really is. Exact same personality traits, exact same everything, aside from the fact that Flower Meow is just that much more prettier. More kawaii going on here. I mean, for God's sake, Flower Meow's got a flower as a tail. Nothing but a kind-hearted soul. Cyber Yog. I feel like Cyber Yog's expectations would have been high for a lot of people. Just look at that glare. Oh my god. All about etiquette, 100%. If you are not etiquette, then just forget about trying to mix with this dude right here. It ain't ever gonna happen. High standards, without a doubt. If there ain't no truffles on this man's steak, then you're gonna hear about it. And talking about steak, it better be Wagyu A5, otherwise forget about it. Yeah, high standards. Chef Kairu. Now, although it is a Kairu type spirit, it's not similar to that of Sir Kairu. Sir Kairu is a role player. More so, when we look at Chef Kairu, would have just been mad about cooking. Like, just hands down mad about cooking. I mean, the frog here is holding a frying pan and a pot lid. The thing is, though, about Chef Kairu is they would have been the absolute top of the tits cook in the kitchen. It would have been like Mama's cooking times 40. You ain't never tasted deviled sausages the way Chef Kairu cooks up deviled sausages. In fact, I'm willing to bet that this is Gordon Ramsay in Dream Eater form. Chef Kissed, Lord Kairu. So this is a case where it is very similar to Sir Kairu, except this was the dude who would always be organizing the role-playing segments and sessions down at the park. Sir Kairu kinda didn't really take the whole role-playing thing that serious. Was fully into it, of course, but it didn't ultimately live and breathe for it. Yeah, Lord Kairu, oh man, it's all this person lived for. But you know what matters? They were proud about it, and they would always have that much fun. That's all that matters. Katsu Blaze. I mean, this is a pretty obvious one. I mean, it's in the name. 420. Always ripping big bowls, dude.
Big bowls.
Was definitely known as Puff the Magic Dragon around the streets of Daybreak Town, that's for sure. Electrocorn. Very similar to Thunderraf, except in the way that this person used to dress, they were very wacky, wild, and out there. They definitely like to stand out in amongst the crowd. A real hipster sort. Extremely energetic. The type of person that always just wants to be doing something. If we ain't going on a 32K hike this weekend, then why are we even here? Wowflower. Definitely the mysterious sort, the type of person that you just couldn't really quite figure out. But the sort of person that you want to figure out. You want to understand what kind of personality is kind of buried in there. Would always keep to themselves, but ultimately they don't lean into the realm of being a dickhead, and they don't lean into the realm of being all about themselves. They just are quite reserved, but mysterious. There is a mysterious factor here. Just a Bucky. Yeah, definitely another sort of class clown type, always cracking jokes, highly energetic, very bouncy too. This person cannot sit still for the life of them. I got a feeling that they used to like to lick everything. Like, they're all about taste. Yeah, that's a nice looking lamp pole right there. Look at that tree. Oh my god, I wonder what that texture's like. I don't really know where I'm going here with this one. E-Glider. I feel like E-Glider would have been a very knowledgeable person, just looking at the noggin on this thing. Constantly spitting facts. absolute facts. If you were to go on some type of trip with this person, they would be spitting some knowledge about literally everything. It wouldn't even matter if it was like, I don't know, like a fucking tree. They'd know absolutely everything there is to know about that certain tree. You come across some weird, strange, ancient looking building, and this person already knows absolutely everything to do with the building, what person first built it, how many people have lived in there, the history behind which. After a while, this kind of thing would get pretty annoying, but for the most part, you can rely on this dude to know exactly the ins and outs of basically everything in existence.
A real bookworm.
Me bunny. I'm gonna have to say the same thing for all these cutesy wootsy ones. My heart is starting to melt. However, I do have some criticisms here. I feel like Me Bunny, although there is a smile right there, could be fake. Very fake. The sort of person where you look at them, it melts your heart. You can stand there and just stare at them all day. But I do have this odd, strange feeling that this was that one girl in class who was just an absolute highly judgmental. You're wearing your Bob the Builder t-shirt to school, and, well, she picks on you for the rest of the school years because of it. God damn it, Amanda, you would never leave me alone because of that. Drill side. I feel like this guy would have been really stubborn. Like, really, really stubborn. Not really too much going on up in here. Would pretty much solve any sort of equation with brute force. But I do feel like underneath those layers, this person would have had an absolute heart of gold. Just not too much going on up in here, bro. Tyrannorex. Alright, hands down, Tyrannorex. Definitely a leader sort, but when I have spoken about the leader sorts out of the Dream Eater spirits, this guy is at the top of the food chain, alright? A real family figure, a real dad, constantly making sure everyone is happy, no one's going hungry, everyone is protected. If there is absolutely anyone that is getting picked on, Tyrannorex will come in full tits charging. I love this boy through and through. Tyrannorex, my god, one of my favorite Dream Eater spirits. I have nothing but good things to say about you, dude. A wholesome spirit for sure. Magic Lapin. Oh, this would have definitely been that crazy girl, but that one that you always get a giggle out of, for sure. A real class clown type, again, through and through, just a real party animal type. A good time, the type of person you want at any sort of social environment. Terra. Similar to Drill Sai, except I think a little bit more with it. I think that Terra and Drill Sai would have been pretty good friends. Again, pretty much the same, except I think out of that sort of equation, Terra would have been the more intelligible person out of the two, making sure Drill Sai doesn't get into absolute chaos. Again though, I feel like both Drill Sai and Terra have a heart of gold. Wild. Alright, so this is the complete anti-opposite of Tyrannorex. Wild is an asshole. Full-blown. It's sort of like Fishbone. You don't want to be mixing with Wild, dude. Was potentially a gang member in his Daybreak Town days. Probably didn't do anything for any of the unions. Had his own union, most likely. Keyblades, Angels, Ducky Goose. Okay, so similar to Lapin, crazy. Absolutely just jumping about, saying just the wackiest stuff possible. I feel like they were in touch with nature, but a little bit wacko at the same time. Lion. Tyrannorex and Lion are basically the same. Like, hands down. Dad figure, check. Leader figure, check. Wholesome to the bone. Check. Ryu Dragon, complete fuckboy. Drac Quack. If you were to hang out with Drac Quack back when this person was a Keyblade wielder, you wouldn't come back from that hangout. Nope. No. That's the sort of person that wants to do a bungee jump without the rope. Yeah. Crazy to the bone. Kiba Tiger. So, just like how Wild is the anti-opposite of Tyrannorex, Kiba Tiger, I feel like, is the same for Lion. Absolutely devilish. Don't trust him. Do not trust him. It looks like the sort of person you can trust, but I wouldn't do. I wouldn't. Bad move. Bad move. It's like the Daybreak Town Times newspaper on the day of certain chaos. Absolutely bad news. Meow Justice. Now, there is a little bit of a difference here with Meow Justice compared to the other Meow Wow types. This one likes pants. Crazy about pants. Tsunoku. As I was saying with Heavy Rap is the one that can bust the moves on the dance floor. Now Tsunoku takes that to an absolute different level. Heavy Rap's dance skills are more in line with your better than average TikTok dancer. Now Tsunoku, oh, that's some Michael Jackson territory. This is the person that you want to go clubbing with, because even if your dance move is as loose as a goose, if Tsunoku is right next to you dancing, it's gonna make the whole group look good. Also, mad about music, can't shut up about music. A very stylish boy too, quite steezy, definitely into his hoodie. So does this mean that Neku's dead? Fruits Cat was definitely a vegetarian, but more so was mad about fruits. I don't really have much more to say about that other than Fruits Cat. Ursa Circus. Man, I love the bear type spirits, man. I really do. Ursa Circus is the same as Kuma Panda, man. Like, it really is. Same as Kuma Panda. A little bit more funnier, though. I feel like the jokes that Ursa Circus would have been cracking as a Keyblade wielder would have just been absolutely hilarious. Again, the type of person you always want to be there, except you will get slightly more laughs out of this boy. For sure. Cab Cannon. Alright, yeah, most definitely. Cab Cannon is part of the KO Kabuto squad, another jock. Once KO Kabuto has been KO'd, and staggerceps then steps in and then gets KO'd, this is where Cab Cannon comes in. Cab Cannon is most certainly not a fighter, even though full-blown he looks like a fighter, he just ain't. He's swinging his arms into nothingness most of the time. He's the kind of guy that is part of that type of group that will stand there, talk absolute mad smack, but cannot follow up with it. Absolute last resort, if the other two get kaputted, probably not the most ideal last resort. R&R Seal. I definitely feel like R&R Seal is the sort of hippie type. Again, quite hipsterish, likes to stand out. I feel like this person would have gotten into some in-depth conversations about stuff that probably doesn't matter, but all in all, a cool dude. Katanuki. This is a vegetarian Meow Wow. Literally, other than that, there is no difference. Beta-like. Real skater dude. Dude. Radical. Solid guy all around, always popping kick flips, always doing ollies, always doing pop shove-its, constantly playing Tony Hawk's Underground 2. But does that mean Beat fucking died? And last, but certainly not least, my absolute G, Tubguin Ace. Alright, Tubguin Ace. Oh, where do I even start with you? The chillest, most lax, most I can't be bothered to do anything type of guy. Would always be in it for the good times. Constantly just kicking back. If Demex were to be altered into a Dream Eater spirit, it would be Tubguin Ace. Hands down. Through and through though, such a nice guy. It's the sort of person you want to take to a, like an island somewhere to just relax. You probably won't be like biking around the islands or doing kayaking or any of that. You'll be just straight lying on the beach. You'll be at the resort bar, swigging back a few cocktails. Oh hell yeah, Tubguin Ace, dude. Oh, Tubguin Ace. Alright guys, that is all 54 Dream Eaters explained in the sense of the type of personality that I think they'd have. Again, I'd love to hear about some of your guys' ideas towards the certain personalities that some of these Dream Eaters would have had when they were people. Chuck that down in the comment section down below. I would love to know. However guys, I'm Cynical. Hopefully you're having a fantastic day, and until next time guys, I'll catch you later. Peace.